Great news! Funko has now officially announced the tie-dye FNAF merch. Funko has been going at it today, posting a bunch of brand new photos of all of the tie-dye FNAF merch, and in this video I'm going to be giving my thoughts/opinions on it. I know a lot of this stuff was shown at the Licensing Expo, but we've now got brand new photos of them, as well as the designs being finalized, and as well as that, we've even got some brand new products which weren't shown at that Licensing Expo, so let's just get started. We're starting off with a banger because we finally got new FNAF Funko Pops, and it only took 4 years of wait. Yeah, unfortunately, they're all just tie-dye recolors of the original Wave 1 figures, but hey, here's what I think of them. Starting off with, of course, main man Freddy Fazbear. So, you seem to be going with the same color scheme as the Freddy action figure, eh? Yeah, I like it. I've brought it up before, but I just love the color schemes on most of these tie-dye items. It's most probably just me, but the color scheme of these things just remind me of rocks. You know, like fancy ores. How fascinating. I definitely think this is a nice pop figure color-wise. However, the thing is, it's just rehashing the original Wave 1 Freddy base. How boring. I would really wish they would go for something new. However, don't fret. There could be hope. Because for whatever reason, the announcement post features a totally different tie-dye Freddy pop figure. That being one with a totally different base. I think this one looks so much colour, and the pose brings a lot more life to him. I just really hope that Funko goes forward with this one. Now, before I move forward, here's a look at the box design. Yeah, it looks very tie-dye-y. Up next is Tie-Dye Bonnie, who's also mimicking the exact same colour scheme as the action figure. Now, I do think these colour schemes are nice, but I would have much so preferred if these pops went for a more unique colour scheme, something different than the action figures. Would have added a lot more charm and spice to the lineup. Unfortunately though, this pop does rehash the exact same base as the original Bonnie pop, and unlike Freddy, there's no evidence to indicate that there could be a potential new base for this. That's a real bummer. It would have been nice if they at least tried to do something different. At least, remove the upper teeth. For the reasons of this being a definite rehashed base, as well as the colour scheme not looking as nice as Freddy's in my opinion, I'm gonna be saying that Freddy is better than this one. And before we move on, here's Bon in his box. Up next, we've got Chica. Now, I've brought this up before, and I'm going to bring it up again. Really not a fan of this colour scheme. It just looks too close to the original Chica. I know it's the same thing with Bonnie, but I definitely prefer that blue and purple to this yellow. On top of that, rehashed base again. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this pop, but of course, I'm still going to be picking it up. Hey, maybe one day I'll embrace the fact that maybe Cheeto Chica is a necessity to my lifestyle.
And here's the box.
And last but not least for the Funko Pops, we've got good old Foxy the Pirate. Now, I've always been fond of this colour scheme. It's the most colourful of the four of them. But unfortunately, there's a downside to this pop figure, just like all the other ones in this lineup, except for Mr. Fazbear. That being...
those goddamn rehashed bases.
Up next, we got a couple Pocket Pops. Oddly enough, they only made 2, those being Freddy and Bonnie, but I got a strong feeling that later down the line they will make a Pocket Pop versions for Chica and Foxy. Firstly, we've got Freddy, so there really isn't much to say about this because it is just a smaller version of the Freddy Pop with a keychain on it, so just take everything I said about the Freddy Pop and apply it to this. However, we have got good news though, because if you look at it, look, it's actually using that brand new Freddy base, serving as more evidence that it does seem that we might actually be getting this brand new Freddy base. And here's the box design. Just a typical Pocket Pop box with a FNAF tie-dye twist to it. Here's the box design for Bonnie as well. Nothing else to say on the matter because it's essentially a smaller version of the pop with a keychain on it. Now let's move on to the action figures. Now we've already seen all of these at the Licensing Expo, but let's just see how they've changed since. Firstly, we've got Freddy. Wow, you haven't changed a bit. Okay, well, maybe it's changed a little bit. The color is a little bit darker on the finalized version. Suppose that's not a bad thing though, because I do think the Freddy tie-dye action figure was pretty good. But check this picture out that I found. It shows what seems to be a totally different variant for the Freddy figure. Just take a look at this thing. It's totally different. It's more cream colored. I take it that this is seemingly for an exclusive variant of the Freddy action figure. I can't seem to think of anything else that it could be. I'd say it's a pretty cool variant. I might even prefer it over the actual regular Freddy figure. I just hope though we don't get variants for every single one of the tie-dye figures. I'm not sure how many more recolors I can take. Here's the box design as well. Nothing's changed at all. Here's Bonnie, and he looks the exact same. There's no pictures for any Bonnie variant figures either, and I'm not going to repeat all my thoughts on all these action figures since they, for the most part, look the exact same. So if you want to know what I think on all these, then check out my older video from the Licensing Expo reveals. Chica also looks practically the same, but they seem to have done the eyes better, but it could just be this product photo. Foxy actually has changed though. Just like the pop figure, there's now red on the Foxy action figure. Wasn't like this at the Licensing Expo. I like this change. The more colors, the merrier. Lastly, we've got Springtrap, who again looks the exact same. Or does he? This Springtrap figure's got the strangest case. Funko never officially announced it when they announced literally every other item, and as well as that, there's also another variant, just like Freddy. Firstly, we got the green version. This is the one that we've been used to for a couple of months now and was shown at the Licensing Expo, but strangely enough, we've also got this one. This one's going for a more orange theme, and I actually think this one is much better. Springtrap's already an exclusive, and I doubt that this is going to be a Springtrap variant, so what I think is the reason why as well, it would explain why they never officially announced it, is I feel like Funko's debating on which design they'll produce, whether they'll produce the green one or the orange one. Yeah, it's certainly a strange and unclear matter, but hopefully they will clarify soon enough. And last but not least, we've got the good old plushies. Now, just like the action figures, we have seen some of these at the Licensing Expo already, and for that reason, some of them I won't be repeating my opinion on, but we have got some brand new ones which we've never seen before. Firstly, we've got Freddy. He was shown at the Licensing Expo, and he hasn't changed a bit. I'm totally okay with that though, because I think this plush looks great, and I especially love the fact that Funko's trying to be more original with the plushies this time around by making brand new bases for every single plush, no just recolored bases this time around. Although I don't think this new Freddy base is as nice as the original Wave 1 Freddy base, I still really appreciate their efforts to be more original. Oh, and look, we can see the tags as well, which is awesome, nice and colourful and tie-dye-y. Up next, we've got Bonnie, who hasn't changed at all either. I think this is a lovely plush. I love those colors and I love this base. This brand new base, I think it's on the same level as the original Bonnie base. Great stuff. Up next is Chica, again, who hasn't changed. I think this plush just looks great. I think this base is so much better than the original Wave 1 Chica base. It's got the feathers looking nicer and it looks so much cuter. Up next is Foxy, who, surprise, surprise, hasn't changed a bit. I really like this Foxy base, and the colors are nice as well, but I don't like him as much as the original Foxy, just a little less. And lastly, for the plushies we've seen before is Funtime Foxy. I just love this plush. This new base looks great and probably about the same level as the original Funtime Foxy. And something else I really love about this is just how much it reminds me of the Funtime Foxy plush from Help Wanted. Now, I know that Help Wanted plush is based off of SL Funtime Foxy, and this one is based off of the pre-mangle, FNAF 2, but I still love that connection. Now let's move on to the brand new stuff. Firstly, we've got more jumbo plushies coming. Firstly, we've got 10-inch versions of the tie-dye Freddy and Foxy plushies. Oh boy, Funko's back again with another size for FNAF plush that has never been done before. It was only like a week or two ago when we got that new 5.5-inch Dreadbear plush reveal. Funko really seems to be experimenting with a bunch of different sizes. As well as that, both of them are Hot Topic exclusive. Now the thing is though, they're only 10 inches. All the other FNAF plushies, normal sized ones, are only 8 inches. And to compare, here's the standard Funko FNAF plushie beside a 10-inch Good Stuff plushie. Really not much of a difference, so I'm really not sure why they're doing 10 inches. It's really not much of a jumbo. Okay, with that aside, now embrace yourself for the final item of this video, because it sure is a roller coaster. Here it is, presenting the tie-dye Springtrap plush. Now, on one hand, I think it's incredible that this item actually exists, especially since it wasn't showcased at the Licensing Expo, and everyone just thought there wasn't going to be a tie-dye Springtrap plush, even though there was a figure. But on the other hand, this item is sort of like terribly good. I really appreciate the fact that Funko again went for a brand new base to be more original, but come on, this doesn't even compare to the original Wave 2 Springtrap plushie. Just look at that face! I mean, yeah, they got the eyes right this time, but Jesus Christ, the holes, quote-unquote, look more like just Sharpie. I know a lot of people have been saying that, but I damn well agree with you there. One thing I really like, though, is the fact that a lot of features on this plush are very, very similar to the original Springtrap, such as the wire placement and the body looking overall very similar. And now that I look at it, really the only real big issue with this plushie is that withering. Oh, and also the fact that this version has a lot of printing, unlike the original. However, there are some things on this version that are done better on this version than the original. Like, take for example the ear withering. I think that looks a lot better. The thing is though, this doesn't look like a tie-dye Springtrap plush at all. It's using just green colors, and it seems to be a remake of the original Springtrap plush. And also, you can't see his tag there, so we can't really confirm it if it is a tie-dye Springtrap. It most probably is, but what if it's just a Springtrap remake? And I'm gonna leave you to think about that question. So there you have it. There's my thoughts and opinions on all of this new tie-dye FNAF merch. Now, they are labeled as summer merch, but it does seem that they're not coming out till later this year. That being like October time. So yeah, pretty awesome stuff. And thanks for watching, everyone.